Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, star maker to entrepreneurs who want to unlock their potential and command any stage. Welcome to Thrive, the show where I bring you tips, resources, and people to help you create a more abundant life and business. You are in for high-value content coming to you from industry leaders who are growing their business, making an impact, and rocking their brands. Welcome to the show. Here we go. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, founder of the Brand Star Academy, where I teach entrepreneurs how to be powerful, profitable speakers and create their own celebrity personal brands. Welcome to this episode of Thrive, Understanding Your Secret Mission with my guest, Carlos Carrera. Carlos Carrera is the #1 transformational coach of Mexico. He is a business strategist and known as the Tony Robbins of Mexico. He's a multi-time #1 best-selling author, and some of his books include Instant Business and More Sales, Less Work. He has inspired over 1 million people throughout the US, Spain, Colombia, and Mexico with his trainings. And it was my honor to have him sitting across from me in the interview chair on this episode of Thrive. Carlos is a dynamo, as you will see from this interview. I met Carlos this summer at the Harvard Business Experts Forum, where I heard him speak, and he was introducing some of the other speakers as well, and he did their introductions in Spanish, of course, and I wasn't understanding everything he said, but I gotta say, the energy and the dynamic way he presented people made me sit on the edge of my chair, and I thought, oh, I've got to interview this guy. So he came on the show. It was so awesome. I was at the end of a very long taping day, had done several shows in a row, and Carlos made special time out of his schedule. His driver came to the studio and brought him, and it'd been a long day. We'd been at this conference for several days, and I'd been doing videos, and he'd been doing other business meetings, and he showed up to the interview like fresh as a daisy with tons of energy, and it really inspired me to talk about the energy in the room and his energy, and I really wanted to share that with you because having dynamic energy is so magnetic. So on this interview, you'll see that with Carlos, and he talks about his energy and where it comes from. We talk about that sense of mission, and I talk about that a lot in my work with clients, but Carlos has his own unique spin on it, and he breaks it down in a way I've never heard it before, so that you understand the different elements of mission and why some people get confused, why a lot of people get confused about how to express that mission. Is your mission your business? Is it something in your life? Is it something altogether different? So Carlos really breaks down what that secret mission is and what it means to have your own unique secret mission. He also talks a lot about the dynamic energy that he has and how important it is to have that kind of energy in business, in life. And he was the #1 sales representative for timeshares in Mexico. And he talks about his strategy for selling and how he really uses his mission and his energy to be dynamic in closing sales as well. And we really got deep on this conversation. Carlos shared some of his childhood experiences that led him to do this kind of work, and his experience as a business person, and also his retreats and his transformational trainings throughout Mexico and now throughout the world through his different online programs. So it was an incredible experience to have him sit across the chair from me and share his heart, his soul, his energy, and his expertise. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Thrive as much as I enjoyed doing it. And also, if you'd like to know more about how you can unlock your potential as a star in your industry, as a true leader, so that you can command higher fees, so that you can attract ideal clients, so you can get on bigger and better stages and platforms as a speaker and a presenter, come and check out my specialized one-on-one programs to work with industry superstars who want to take it to the next level. You can find out more about that by going to my website at heatherpoduska.com and clicking on the consulting tab. Okay, on to this episode of Thrive. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, star maker to entrepreneurs who want to be powerful, profitable speakers. Welcome to Thrive, the show where I bring you tips, resources, and people to help you create a more abundant life and business. You're in for high-value content coming to you from industry leaders who are growing their business, making an impact, and rocking their brands. And no one is rocking their brand harder than my guest, Carlos Carrera. Carlos Carrera is Mexico's #1 transformational mentor and business strategist, earning him the title of Tony Robbins of Mexico. He's the founder of the Transformational Academy and the Transformational Secret Forest, which is the Disneyland of the three-dimensional transformation. He is the author of numerous #1 best-selling books, including Instant Business and More Sales, Less Work. He has empowered more than 1 million people throughout the US, Spain, Colombia, and Mexico with his audios, videos, technology platforms, and life training programs. Carlos has also been featured on various networks such as Fox, NBC, TELEVISA, TV AZTECA, and TELEFORMULA. Carlos is also an international speaker and was most recently featured at the Business Expert Forum at the Harvard Faculty Club. I couldn't be more excited to have the Tony Robbins of Mexico, Carlos Carrera. Thank you so much for coming.
Heather, you're awesome. Wow. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I heard you speak at Harvard and I said, oh, I want Carlos on the show because the show's all about thriving and that's what you help people do.
Exactly.
So can you tell the audience what a transformational mentor is and the kind of work that you do to help people?
Yes, I always tell to the people that come and see me to see if they are going to take a training with me or not, the difference about a teacher, a coach, and a mentor. Mm-hmm. So let me explain this by giving you an example. There was a time when I was selling properties in Cabo San Lucas, timeshares, fractional ownership, and I had a really powerful competition. I used to compete with a lot of Americans, Canadians, people from England, from Australia. And I was feeling really intimidated by working with these people because some of the Americans and people from Australia, they were tall, blonde, blue eyes. They were like Superman, like Batman. And I was feeling like the little dog Shrek competing with all these stallions. And I couldn't make it. I used to compete with 150 of these stallions. And I was ready to quit. And I was going to go back to Mexico City to work in the bank. And before I was ready to leave, I went to talk to the best salesman in timeshare in Cabo. He was so famous even in the Bahamas, in Orlando, and Hawaii, Kenny McIntyre. And when he found out that I was leaving the industry, he said, Carlos, have a seat. When I'm about to tell you, if you listen to every word and you take massive action, we'll give you your first $1 million. I was like, wow, I'm listening.
Yeah.
And he said, you've been reading a lot of books, you've been taking a lot of courses from coaches and teachers. If you want to compete with us, and you want to achieve the #1% elite level, you must go and take trainings with mentors. I was like, wow. And he said to me, a lot of people that talk about their glories of 20, 30, 40 years ago, but internet changed the rules. And now they have to prove to you that they have results 5 minutes ago, 1 day ago, a week ago, no 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. And he gave me a list of mentors that if I will go and take trainings with them, I will get the results. And he gave me a list of people like Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Roger Dodson, Mark Victor Hansen, Jack Canfield, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Stephen Covey, Stephen K. Scott, Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra. And he was right. At the age of 27 years old, I became the greatest salesman in the world in the timeshare industry. I started to make sales between $200,000 to $500,000 in an average of 3 to 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. And basically, the big strategy is to take training with mentors.
So what's the difference between a mentor and a coach, or a mentor and a teacher?
A mentor is someone that already is like in tennis. If you want to learn how to play tennis, you can go with a coach and they will teach you how to play tennis. Or with a teacher, they will tell you how to stand on the court and how to play and all that. But if you want to play Wimbledon, if you want to play, the Australia Open and all those, you need to go and look for the mentor. The difference is the mentor already was one of the best 100 tennis players. They know the little secrets.
Yes.
They know how you can perform in a better way. So that's the difference. You have to go and look for the mentor. And now every time I take trainings, I go for the mentors, for the ones that they can show me and prove to me the results. So that was one of the biggest lessons in my entire life.
That's amazing. And I was just talking to someone recently, and they were saying, and they train world-class leaders, and he was saying the difference between the CEO and the vice president is huge.
It's huge.
Because it's a completely different mentality.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you work with people on their mindsets as well, correct?
Yes. Yeah, actually, I had a lot of powerful mentors, people that used to purchase from me. And one of them told me, do you want to know a huge secret? He was 42 years old and he was already a multimillionaire. And I said, what? He said, you as a CEO, as the owner of a company, your mission is to set up the vision and motivate your people. That's what the CEO should be doing. And let your vice president take care of the rest.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you have to have the vision. We were just talking about that. So talk a little bit more about how can people create that vision for themselves?
That's a good question. After I took trainings with all these huge mentors, I realized that the root cause of why a person is going to succeed big time, and most people that are going to take carrots all the time, is their mission. Now we know that someone with a mission has more energy than someone that just has a job. Someone with a mission will be more resistant to diseases. Someone with a mission is just going to go further.
So what is a mission? I mean, we hear that word a lot, but what does that mean? And because you could have a mission of, going to the grocery store to get food for dinner, but what do you mean by mission?
The secret mission in life is to know who you are, why you are in this planet, what's the reason why you came to this planet, Earth. What's the thing that you can do that the rest of 160,000 millions of people that they've been in this world, the experts, they say that about we've been having those kind of the number of human beings that we've been having on this planet. What is going to differentiate you from the rest of the world? And for me, one time I was at the James Malinchen training, and I started to introduce to myself to other people. I was like, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a coach. And what do you do? I'm a coach. And what do you do? I'm a coach. And I say, is there anybody else that does something else? So one of the things that I'm doing, I help people to find and discover a specific name.
Oh.
And I realized, like you just now know that there's a huge difference between a CEO and a vice president. The name makes a difference.
Okay, give me an example of what that is for someone who isn't a CEO.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the example of why it's so important, the name.
Okay.
For example, if you hire a coach, but he didn't do a good job, you pay him a lot of money, but he didn't do a good job. And then you try with another coach, and he did a good job, but he didn't do an extraordinary job. And then when you meet somebody else and you go like, what do you do? I'm a coach. Automatically you go like, uh-oh.
Yes.
But when you go with someone and you say, so what do you do? I'm a three-dimensional transformational mentor. What's that? That's what you need to create. You need to create curiosity.
Yeah.
They have to come to you. And if they don't ask you, what is that? That means that you're doing something that everybody else is doing.
Yes.
So that differentiation is so critical, because in life and business, you will never get what you think you deserve. You will always get what you can sell and negotiate.
Say that again. That was really important. In life, you don't...
In life, you will never get what you think you deserve, but you will always get what you can sell in an effective way and what you can negotiate.
Did you hear that?
And every time you're selling and negotiating, every single time, from the moment that you get up and you want to go to the bathroom, who is going to use the bathroom first? You're negotiating.
Whoever runs faster.
Exactly. And that's one of the number one thing. And finding a specific name now from your secret mission in life, I think it's a critical success factor in your life right now, or failure.
You know, it's really interesting because some of the work that I do is in branding and helping people speak is helping them with that as well. And one of the things I find, and I'm curious if you find this with the people you work with as well, is they lack the confidence to own the name they really want.
Yes.
They might have, like, in their heart of hearts, like, I'd like to be called this, but I can't.
Yes.
And I call myself a star maker.
Yes. Wow.
And yeah, because it's all of the things that go into that. It's the message.
See, that's my point.
Yeah.
That's a very unique name.
Thank you.
Wow. And then you go like, what's that? Yeah. Now, I give you a strategy. If when you say your name, you don't get an orgasm, it's not working. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
When you give your website...
Do I have to do that, or do the listener have to have that?
No, you.
Okay.
You. Well, like, for example, my regular name is Carlos Barroso, but Shakira, her name is not Shakira. You know, Ricky Martin. I mean, a lot of people, they use a different name, like Madonna, different ones. So if your name doesn't give you that psychological orgasm, emotional orgasm, that means that you need to find another name that makes you feel great, empowered.
Yeah.
The same thing with your website. The same thing with your book. Yeah. The name of your book. It has to give you that orgasm. You have to feel really proud. You have to feel like you know, you're unique, special. Because selling is when you pass your emotion to somebody else. And you heard that in the Business Expert Forum.
Yes.
People kept saying, oh my God, your energy. Oh my God, your passion. Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
If you don't feel passionate about what you do, then that means that you have to keep searching for something that gives you that psychological orgasm, emotional orgasm, and spiritual orgasm.
Can I ask you a question about this? Do you believe that that name is something, and a mission is something that is sort of divinely predisposed? Or is that something that you can decide? Like, I am going to decide this is my mission. Or is it more that the mission is here, or it's coming from here, and you're trying to find it? What do you think?
It can be either way.
Oh.
Depends. It's so mysterious. I help thousands of people to discover their secret mission in life. And sometimes your secret mission is going to come in your natural talents. But sometimes it's not going to come from your natural talents. It's going to come from your this emotional disasters. Oprah is this perfect example. You know, she was raped twice before the age of 15. And what it gives Oprah this driving force to connect with millions of people is what happened to her before the age of 15.
Yes.
And also, she always felt like she was not attractive, and she always had challenges with her weight and all that. Well, that gives her that driving force to give more, to share more, to be more valuable for people.
Yeah.
So sometimes it comes in your natural talents. If you are more physical, you have the physical intelligence, the mathematic logic intelligence, the linguistic, the musical, the interpersonal,
Yeah.
or the visual, spatial.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And sometimes I think people undervalue those skills, and because it's not, businessy, right? It's not a hard skill, it's a soft skill. Like I know when I transitioned from trying to be a professional opera singer, I didn't value all of my stage experience. I just thought, well, what does that have to do with business?
Yes.
And now that like going to things like the Harvard Business Expert Forum and watching the speakers, I'm like, well, now I know how that's valuable because a lot of people need help with that,
Yes.
So I think that sometimes people don't know the value they have in their back pocket.
You know why?
Why?
Because I do all this time. I help people to discover their secret mission, and sometimes their mission is right here in their nose. It's right here,
Yeah.
but they can't see it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're very emotional, involved with what their parents used to say, their teachers used to say, their friend. You cannot do that. Are you crazy? So sometimes people that come with me and they say, Carlos, but I don't know what to do. Because I like dancing, I like singing, I like painting, I like photography, I like this, I like that. And I said to them, and who said that you have to do only one thing?
Oh,
So wait.
I need a high five on
One
that.
thing is the directive, and something else are the components.
Yes.
Okay, so let me give you examples.
Okay.
I discover that my natural talent is intrapersonal, interpersonal, and visual spatial.
Okay.
Okay, those are my three main talents.
Interpersonal.
Yeah, intrapersonal, which means I have the ability to solve problems.
Okay.
I'm very aware of my feelings.
Okay.
And interpersonal means that I can get along with people very well. I'm very good to talk. I'm a fast talker. Those are my natural talents. Okay? Now, I combine that with my major failures or my major pains. In my case, I suffer from bullying, big time. In school, I have really terrible grades. My father used to beat me up, big time, and I was very poor. My father raped my two sisters, and I find out about that at the age of 13 years old. And he did something to me so bad in my birthday when I turned 13 years old that I wanted to kill myself, suicide. But rather than that, I left my home. And now I know I'm a three-dimensional transformational mentor. My mission in life is to help people to discover their secret mission in life. And once they do it, I give them the tools to sell it, to share it, to negotiate it, and to create ubiquity so they can serve more, give more, share more, and be more valuable for other people. That's my mission. Now, the components that I have to do that, for example, I'm a tennis player. I love hiking. I love mountains. I love technology. I love selling. But that's not my mission. So the way how I enrich my mission is by using components.
Yes.
Things that they give me passion, but that's not my mission. For example, I play tennis. So rather that I write a book about tennis, that's not my mission. I have the Secret Forest, and I have a tennis court there. And I have a partner that you saw him, Heriberto. He was at the Business Expert Forum,
Yes.
the tennis player.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we bring people and we teach them how to do energy management by learning how to play tennis.
Nice.
So I go, and after the training, I go and play with them, and we do business playing tennis, and it's part of my component.
Yes.
But it's not my mission.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say, I told you, many people, they like to do so many things. The only thing is that you have to know what is the direction, what's the directive, and what's the component. So how you are going to make your mission, secret mission life more desirable? How many more flavors are you going to use? So you differentiate from the rest. So when people come to you, you basically kill your competition. I don't have competition. None. So when people come, and that's what I teach. I tell to people, when people come to you, they have to know that they won't find anybody else like you.
Yeah, and how do you, because I totally agree with you, and how do you get people to own that, to really own it and to bring that together? Because I think that they hear it, like there's no competition, but they don't believe it.
Yeah, well, you're going to hear something that you don't want to hear, many people don't want to hear, but this is one thing that I discovered. When you go to there's a difference between courses and seminars and trainings. And a lot of people don't have this distinction. They think it's the same thing. So, and something else is a transformational training. I realize that if you don't measure the results, if you don't give a follow-up, if people don't continue working with or building whatever they want to build, they get short. For example, there's some people, they tell you, I teach you how to write your book, and they tell you how in a 3-day seminar. And then after that they go, good luck, and I hope you finish your book.
Yeah, right.
I don't do that. What I do is I give them the information one day, and they have to take massive action during the week, working as a team with other people.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Because you get a lot of insights with your team.
Yes.
And then the next week, you can measure the results.
Yes.
So the person knows that if they did good, bad, excellent, extraordinary, or what I call the wow results. Now, by keep working with people and with their team and other teams, always the 80-20 rule, you know the 80-20 rule, always 20% of the people that are going to exceed the expectations of everybody else.
Yeah.
And you learn from them.
Yeah.
From them, because you always are going to be the result of the expectation of your tribe.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. I love that.
And you saw it at the Business Expert Forum.
Yes.
Once a person open up and start to use their hands and their voice and their energy, people go like, oh my God, I was thinking to just share my message, but as soon as I saw you, I was like, oh my God, I need to open my arms. I need to speak louder.
Right.
I need to really put more energy.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's one of the things I discovered. You have to have a follow-up and make sure that the results. And the real transformation comes when you see yourself growing week after week after week.
Yes.
And you make this journey inside of discovering the purpose of your mind, the passion of your heart, and the significance of your spirit. So this is the one mistake I've seen when I come to take some courses in the States. They go like, write your book about your passion. Well, guess what? I have a lot of passions.
Yes, you've done a lot of writing. You have your expertise in these different platforms. How can people find your books, read your books, find out more about you and about the Transformational Academy?
Thank you. They can do it in Amazon.
Okay.
My books are in Amazon. Reclaim Your Personal Power. And
Excuse me, are they in English and Spanish?
they're in Spanish.
They're in Spanish.
Okay, but if anyone is interested in doing something, I'll tell you what. I live in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Actually, after Business Expert Forum, a lot of people there are coming to Mexico.
Nice.
So they take a trip, they discover the secret mission in life,
Yeah.
and I help them to make a real business with their secret mission in life.
Nice.
So they can come. I have the Secret Transformational Forest, so they can come and stay with me, and they can come for a week, and I help them to create all this and give them the ideas. I have the tools, and it's a lot less expensive because remember the exchange rate with Mexico is almost 20 per one.
Wow, wow. So where do they find? Is it carloscarrera.com?
Yeah, they can find me in www.carloscarrera.mx.
MX. We'll put that on the
Yes.
on the bumper.
And they can get in touch with me. They can call me and say, hey, Carlos, I saw you with Heather. And I always love to work with Americans because I need to practice my English because I spend too much time in
your
Mexico.
English is very good. Although
Thank
I
you.
love to hear
Thank
you speak Spanish. As I said, I was very jealous when you got to introduce the other speakers in Spanish. And I said, oh, I want him to introduce mine in Spanish. But I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And really acknowledge you for all of the work that you're doing to help people, because I think people really want what you have to offer. And, we all want to feel like we have significance, that we have direction, that we're contributing to the world in a positive way, and that we don't have to give up the things that we love that make us feel excited, but that we can bring them together.
Yes.
It's very important work. So I really want to acknowledge you and thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. And not just that, I can help people to discover their secret mission in life, and I have a system to start to make from $10,000 up to $100,000 per month.
Wow.
Because remember, my background is in selling intangibles to make it tangibles.
Nice.
And now with all this technology and everything, it's easier than ever.
Yes.
Easier than ever. And I have systems, I have formulas. Because I've been taking trainings with the best.
The best of the best. And now you are a top mentor.
Thank you.
Yeah. One last question, Carlos. What does it mean to you to thrive?
Go all the way. To give your life, I always tell to people, I'm willing to give my life for my mission. When you are not afraid to die, when you say, this is my mission, and I'm willing to give my entire life, people feel that.
Yes.
You have more energy. When everybody else is already tired, you just are about to start.
Yeah.
Because you feel that you are a hero. You are not ordinary. You came to this world to make the difference, and people feel it.
Yeah.
And when you do it, you pay the full price, not half, the full price. And when you do it, the law of cause and effect always is going to work in your favor. There's no accidents. Always law of cause and effect will work in your favor.
Go all in.
All the way.
All the way.
So if you always hesitate, that means that you haven't found your secret mission in life. You have to know the reasons. So I shared this last thing. Another mistake that I see people do is one thing is the mind, one thing is the heart, and something else is the spirit. And most people don't synchronize these three. If that ever happened to you, that your mind wants something,
Yes.
but your heart say no,
Yeah.
or your heart say yes, but you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And the people that they are like too much mind, they suffer. The people that are too much heart, they suffer. And the people that they don't know what's their secret mission, or, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. When they don't discover the way how they're going to serve, give, share, and be more valuable, that means that your purpose goes in one direction, your passion goes in another direction, and sometimes they don't know if they should serve in a certain way. What I do is I help people to synchronize the three.
Nice.
Purpose, passion, and significance. And when you do that, you get into what I call a maximum commitment with life. Thrive.
Awesome. And on that note, I hope that you thrive and everybody that hears your message is touched deeply. I know they will be. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. And thank you all for joining us. And as always, until next time, here's to hitting all your high notes. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, it's Heather again. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Thrive. Every week we try to bring you people and information to help you change your life for the better, to grow your business, to expand your thinking, and to open your heart. If you did enjoy this content, I would so appreciate it if you would go to iTunes and review us. Let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. And if you found this information helpful or useful in any way, please share it on out. Let your friends and family know about Thrive. And finally, if you'd like to know more about me, you can visit me at heatherpoduska.com. Until next time, here's to hitting all your high notes.